There was a lot of work to be done, though, when we lived on the farm in Richmond. I'd get up at 4 o'clock to milk the 7 or 8 cows. They were very obedient. At milking time, they would be at the gate waiting. It was not necessary to look for them or to round them up. At the right time, they would be at the gate waiting. Dad didn't want us to buy a house here. He wanted his children to return to China to live. If we returned to China, we'd all be dead, starved to death. Back then there was little rice or food. Now there's enough. But then we only ate 2 meals a day, not 3. If you wanted bread to eat, there was none. Or if you wanted a cookie, there was none. We had planted sweet potatoes to feed the pigs. We'd boil the sweet potatoes for pig feed, and if the children were hungry, they could take 1 sweet potato, but the sweet potatoes were to feed the pigs.
Grandfather was over here by, I think his sister's, grandfather's sister. His husband brought grandfather over. But he worked on the railroad anyway. I don't know what year it is, the railroad that came through from, right through Canada. He worked on that one there. And he worked on the Hastings sawmill. From there, I think he went back again and never came back.
Now, we're going to talk about Jia Tong Wen.
My dad came over, I don't know what year he came over. Ellen would know more about it. Somewhere in 19... Jesus Christ, could be 1911. But anyway, he paid a head tax. I don't know what year that he came over.
See, grandfather, I know he worked at Hastings Steam Sawmill as well, but I think he also logged in the Shaughnessy area. See, Shaughnessy at that time was nothing but timbers. So, the Granville Street area. So, we know that much, that he did log there. Well, we were raised on the farm. And, I don't know, our grades, actually we were the only Chinese kids in school. And yet, our grades were good. And, of course, on the farm we had lots of room, so football was a sport that we took up out in the horse pasture. And of course, this is where most of my injuries come from, is playing football in the horse pasture. You're running back and forth, and first thing you know, you stepped in one of those holes that the horses make with their hoof, and of course I got both my ankles been twisted and knees been twisted out just from playing football.
During the years on the farm, a typical day would be, breakfast always to start with. Mother always made sure that we were that before going to school during the week. And it was a mile walk to school. And later we got bicycles and we rode to school. And the high school was 3 miles where we rode to school on that. On the bicycles, the bus service they had would not pick us up because we were too close to the school. We had to ride to the school, whether it was a nice day or a rainy day. And when we got home, when we were in the teens, we always had the chores. Mine was to clean up the horse barns.
Every Sunday was chicken dinner. Well, it was my job to go out to the chicken yard with this wire hook. You could just picture me running all over the chicken yard with this wire with a hook on the end to try and catch a chicken, you know, by hooking them onto the leg. Well, I would catch one all right, which I think would be a good-looking chicken for dinner, and bring it back and kill it. Well, one of my memories was the Chinese, they slit the throat and bleed them. And I always used to get criticism of slitting the throat too much, so I thought, well, the next time I won't slit it so much. And when this time I didn't slit it so much, I thought the chicken had enough slitting. I let it go to die, and the darn chicken got up and ran away on me. Well, good thing the chicken, well, not the chicken, the woodshed was in. It ran into the woodshed. Well, you could have seen me worried about my Sunday dinner, running away on me, climbing all over the woods and everything to catch this chicken. Well, finally I got it cooked anyway.
Well, we didn't have much. We just played with whatever we had, you know. Toys were nothing. And we just played with the dog, QB, and Keith and I. Well, by that time Dennis going to school. What I remember, and it's mostly just Keith and I just playing around, you know, and I have to look after Keith, of course, you know, and mostly playing in the pig dirt and with the dog and just things like that, not really anything. Climbing trees. Oh, well, you know, Mother, you know, she used to, she used to think that, well, she's not going to go and chase 3 of us when she needed to punish us, or 4 of us, including Ken. She'd wait. She'd wait until we were all in bed, and boy, and she'd get a little live branch. She'd take the leaves off, and boy, we'd really get a switching, boy. All 3, 4 of us, you know. And then she'd say, now will you listen to me? Because it's just a round galvanized tub, you know. And everybody would get in it. And, I mean, not every, one at a time, you know, like we would get in it and she'd give us a bath. And then after that, well, I know somebody had to help her to take that pan of water out and dump it, you know, because she'd bring it in by bucketfuls and to fill it so it's warm. And she'd keep reheating it by putting in more warm water, you know. So we all got a bath once a week that way.